Right, today we're going to have a look at why England broke from Rome. And of course by England I mean Henry VIII, because we're looking at the 1500s. Now you might be sitting there thinking, hang on, how can England or Henry VIII break from Rome? Rome is a city in Italy, what's that all about? Well, it's all about not so much the city, but about the guy who lives there. Who lives in Rome at the time? Same guy who lives there now, the Pope. So when Henry is breaking from Rome, he's not actually breaking from the city, he's breaking from the Pope. What does that mean? Well, what's the Pope the leader of? Absolutely, the Catholic Church. So when Henry is breaking from Rome, he's breaking from the Catholic Church, which means that England is now going to become Protestant. So today we're going to look at some of the reasons for that. Right, so you're probably thinking, so Henry VIII doesn't like Catholicism. He's not a big fan of Catholics. No biggie. Well actually, that's misleading. Henry is a massive fan of being Catholic. He loves Catholicism. We know this because he wrote a book in the early part of his reign which talked about how great Catholicism was, how great Catholics are, and how rubbish Protestants are. It really criticises the Protestants. It's such a popular book, it sells out across England and Europe. 20 editions were made. Incredible. It's so good in fact that the Pope at the time thought, my God, Henry is amazing, he's really defending us Catholics. I'm going to give you, Henry, the title Defender of the Faith. You're so good at defending us Catholics. Defender of the Faith is your new title. Congratulations. So how we go from having Henry VIII, who's so madly in love with the Catholics and the idea of Catholics, to suddenly going, oh my gosh, don't like you, want to get as far away from you as possible. Well, as you're probably not surprised, it's all to do with marriages. Now, to understand why marriage is important, we kind of need to understand how Henry became king in the first place. To do that, we need to go back to Henry VII, Henry VIII's dad. Now, Henry VII was the Tudor, the first Tudor to become King of England. He defeated on the battlefield the last family used to run England, the Plantagenets. The last king was Richard III. So Henry VII defeated Richard III on the battlefield. Plantagenets lost, Tudors won. Henry VII became King of England. Great news. Henry VIII obviously thrilled about it. Henry VII had two children, Henry VIII being one of them, and when Henry VII died, Henry VIII became king. So Henry VIII's thinking, wow, yeah, this has worked out really well for me. What I really need now to make sure that the Tudors continue to rule England is a son. Obviously to do that, in those days in particular, you have to get married. And so Henry's going, right, where can I get a son from? Well, clearly I have to get married to someone important. Ooh, my brother, who's died unfortunately by now, Arthur, he married Catherine of Aragon, a Spanish princess. Maybe I should marry her. Now, the dodgy thing about this is that you're not really supposed to marry your dead brother's wife. It's in the Bible. Somewhere in Leviticus, book in the Bible, it says, man shouldn't probably marry his dead brother's wife. So Henry really wants to marry her though, because she's Spanish, and Spain's quite powerful back then. So he asks the Pope, is it alright on this occasion that I marry my dead brother's wife, Catherine of Aragon? And the Pope goes, oh, alright then, just this once. So Henry goes, great, thanks. And so he marries Catherine of Aragon. And they live together for 24 years. But unfortunately, out of this 24-year marriage, they only have one child. And it's a daughter, it's Mary. This is obviously going to concern Henry because he really wants a son. He wants a son to continue to rule after him. So what does he need now? Divorce. Right, so quick recap. Henry became king in 1509. So by the 1520s, he's been with his wife for a good 20 odd years and she's getting a bit old. In fact, she's in her 40s. So if he needs a son, she's running out of time. But fortunately, he's fallen in love with someone else by now. A woman called Anne Boleyn. Lady in Red. So he's thinking, right, somehow if I can divorce Catherine of Aragon, I can marry Anne Boleyn. Brilliant. Everyone's happy. Well, probably not Catherine of Aragon. In fact, certainly not Catherine of Aragon. She really does not want a divorce. Now that's important because her nephew is also the leader of the Holy Roman Empire. Now you might be wondering, what's the Holy Roman Empire got to do with anything? Well, at this time, the leader of the Holy Roman Empire was also controlling the Pope. So what happens is Henry's thinking, right, I need a divorce. Clearly I've got to ask the Pope for special permission. So he sent his leading advisor, Cardinal Wolsey, big Catholic, to go to Rome to ask the Pope for special permission to get divorced. Unfortunately, Catherine of Aragon tells her nephew, "We really don't want to get divorced right now." Catherine of Aragon's nephew tells the Pope, "We really don't want him to get divorced right now." So when the Pope is greeting Cardinal Wolsey says to him, "Right, now they really shouldn't be married in the first place. Remember it says in the Bible about a man shouldn't marry his dead brother's wife? Well, Henry did that. Clearly God wasn't happy because he hasn't given them a child, but a boy. So really we should just scrap this. Hey Pope, yeah, should we just scrap this marriage?" And the Pope says, "Oh, no, I can't really disagree with the previous Pope. The previous Pope says you should be married, that's fine. I can't disagree, I'm afraid. And to be honest, Holy Roman Emperor doesn't want one either, and yeah, there's nothing I could do." So Cardinal Wolsey fails. He goes back to England. Henry's gutted, sends Cardinal Wolsey off for treason. Yeah, you'll be executed later on, sorry mate. And Henry's now in a situation where he's tried the Catholic route. "I really want a divorce," but the Catholics say no. Gutted. Clearly I need to do something else. So what happens next? Well, with Cardinal Wolsey out of the way, in prison, Henry's looking for a new chief advisor. He chooses Thomas Cromwell, who's actually a secret Protestant. And one of the first things he does in the early 1530s is starts trying to convince Parliament to pass laws limiting the amount of power that the Pope has over religion in England. Now, part of that plan is to have Thomas Cranmer give him the job, promotion, to Archbishop of Canterbury. Cranmer is also a secret Protestant. So Cranmer gets that job in 1532, and he makes the announcement the following year in 1533 saying, "Do you know what, Henry, you are not married to Catherine of Aragon. You can never be married to Catherine of Aragon because in the Bible it says you cannot marry your dead brother's wife. It's impossible, the Bible says so. So forget it, you're not married to her." Obviously Henry's delighted. Following week, he marries Anne Boleyn. Hooray! By 1534, the following year, Parliament's decided, "Do you know what? We're going to pass a new act. It's called the Act of Supremacy, so a new law." Now, before, the most supreme person in religion in England was the Pope. No more. This act says the most supreme person in religion in England is the King. So, England has broken from Rome. We're no longer under the power of the Pope. It's going to rule itself in religious matters. That's going to be King Henry's job. Good for King Henry. Okay, so that is essentially how the break from Rome happened and the reasons why. Okay,